Hi everyone, good morning and welcome back to KCS online platform. And we are in the bridge course. You already know we are discussing just whatever you are studying in your high school. Okay. So yesterday we are very much clear with some points. That is, one is something called as a reference point. And we have also discussed about the what exactly position. After that we have discussed about the state of rest or motion. Okay, so these all things we have cleared in the kinematics, what exactly position is, what exactly reference point, why reference point is required, and what is the state of rest or motion. So state of rest or motion, we already know it depends on the position of the object. Okay, if position is changing with time, then we can say object is in motion. If position is not changing with time, then we can say object is at rest. Okay, suppose you have taken origin, that is what the reference point. So from here say at distance 10 meter, there is a person standing. Okay, now you will see early in the morning he is at 10 meter distance only. You will see again after at 10 o'clock again he is at 10 meter distance only. You will see in the afternoon again he is standing there only. That means this 10 meter is fixed, it is not changing. Then what you can say, the position of the person is not changing with the time. So you can conclude that this person is at rest. Instead of that one, if he put some energy and walk, till at some distance, say 10 meter, right? Okay, and he reached this point. Okay, so before he was at a point A, now he is at a point B. Now what happens, when early in the morning you have seen person was at point A, when you come and say at 10 o'clock person is at point B, that means the position when you have seen early in the morning it was at 10 meter. Now position is at 20 meter, 10 plus 10. So what is happening, position is changing with time. If position is changing with time, you can say that is in the motion. Now one more thing will come. If he is in the motion, he has many ways. If he can come from point A to B directly from here to here. Okay. So what is this distance? What is this? This is called. Okay. So what exactly value of this one? How we can get this? We can get, if I take this as a x. So this is nothing but position of B minus position of A. What is the position of B? Position of B is 10 plus 10 because your origin is here. Okay. So from here to here, what is the distance? Distance is 20 minus. What is the position of A? It is 10. So what will you get? You will get it as 10 meter. So this 10 meter, what it is? This is nothing but path traveled by the person. Then you may ask, if this is the path traveled by the person, why the person should go only in this direction? If he go from here to here, or he may go and he may come here. These all are what? These all are path travel. Then is there any difference between these paths and this path? Of course. They are called by the different names. This is the different, this is the different. Okay? But all are what? All are path traveled only. But what difference making? This path, we call it as what? Distance. This straight path, we call it as what? We call it as displacement. Okay? So today we are going to discuss about distance and displacement. Okay, so we are going to concentrate on distance and displacement. Okay, so we'll see what exactly distance or what exactly displacement is. For example, suppose there is a house, okay, we have a house over here, and person is at some distance here, okay, and person is standing at some distance at this point. Now he has to go from here to here. We have to guess, okay. So now person want to go from here to here. If person is normal in the sense, he will directly go to home. Suppose person is not normal. Suppose he is a drunk guy, totally tight. Now he is in June. So what will happen? He will not go directly. He may go here, then he will go this side, this side, this side. So finally he will reach. When person was normal, directly is going and reaching the home. That is also what path traveled. When he is not normal and he is tight, so what will happen? He may, again he is reaching home only, but the distance or the path traveled by this person is little more than the actual path traveled by a normal person. Or if he is totally tight, then what will happen? This person will go like here and he may come and then he will go. Okay. In all three cases, person is going from point A to point B only. In all three cases, person is going from point A to B only. But the directions of path traced by them is different. First person is going directly, second person is taking some different path, and third person is taking some different path. Yes or no? So what is the difference between these three? This is what the third path. Okay. So the path traveled by first person is what? Say some 10 meters. Okay. So path traveled by second person is going this. So he may travel some 15 meter extra, some 5 meter extra. Path traveled by third person is to taking totally different. So what will happen? He may travel some 20 meters. Okay. But where they are reaching the same thing. Okay. So what are the difference between these three? Okay. So actual path traveled by person or object. Actual path traveled by person or object. It may be 1 or it may be 2 or it may be 3. That is called as what? That is called as distance. Then, what is the difference between 1, 2 and 3? That 2 and 3 are what? Some different distance. How the first one is different than 2 and 3? First one, he is not taking any other path. He is directly going from here to here. If you check all three, which is the smallest one? The smallest one is first one, because second one he is taking 15 meter, third one is what he is taking 20 meter. So shortest distance is what? Shortest distance is 10. First of all, we understood that all three are called as distance, no problem. First one is also distance, second one is also distance, third one is also distance. Within all three, which is the shortest? Shortest is first one. So this shortest distance traveled or traced by object is called as what? Is called as displacement. I hope you understood what is the difference between distance and displacement. Distance is what? Whatever the path you can take. The total path traveled by you is what? Distance. What is the displacement? You may take so many ways, but which is the shortest one? Nobody want to go to one place to another place by going to another place. They want to go directly. Shortest way we always in search of. Okay. So that shortest distance between the what your place and your destination is called as what? Displacement. Or in other words, you can say this is what? This is the initial position, and this is what? Final position. Okay. So how you can get this path? You can get this path by final position minus initial position. Final position minus initial position. Final position minus initial position will give you what? This will give you displacement. This will give you the displacement. So displacement you also call as what? You can call as the difference between final position and initial position. Okay. So the distance between final position and initial position. Final position and initial position is also called as what? Is also called as displacement. Okay. So whichever you are convenient, that you can follow. Okay. Only thing is, suppose A is here, B is here. The shortest distance between them is what? Displacement, and any other paths taken by the person or object is called as what? Is called as distance. Then you may ask, is there possibility that distance equals to displacement? Obviously. All three are what? Distances. We have considered 10 as distance also. We are considering 10 as displacement also. Then when distance is equals to displacement? When the object travel in straight line. When the object travel in straight line, suppose from A to B, if object come from A to B straight without deviating anything, what is the distance? Distance is again 10. What is the displacement? So no other paths means shortest is what? Shortest is 10 only. Okay. So in this case, distance is also 10. Displacement is also 10. So I hope you got when distance is equals to displacement. When the object travels in the straight line, then you can say distance is equals to displacement. Then one thing we understood, to measure the displacement, always we have to measure the path in the straight direction. That means to identify displacement, what is required? Required thing is direction. Okay. To measure the distance, direction is not required. Okay. So what you can conclude? We can conclude that distance have no direction. Direction is not required. Displacement have direction. Very important. Remember, displacement is having the direction. Distance not required. Okay. So that is why we call it as distance as a scalar quantity and displacement as a vector quantity. Okay. So now we got exactly what distance and displacement. Okay. So distance is what? Distance is actual path traveled. Okay. Then what is the displacement? Displacement is what? It is the shortest distance. It is the shortest distance traveled by the a particle. And what we know, this direction is not required. This includes the direction. This includes the direction. Means the displacement we always measure in straight direction. So distance we can measure in any direction. So it doesn't have direction. You can go in any direction. Here in displacement, always straight. So that is why it is having the direction. So you can call it as vector, and you can call this as scalar. Okay, so that we will discuss later, what exactly vector, what exactly scalar, that we will study in the 11th class. So as of now, remember displacement having direction, distance not required. Okay, so that you will understand what exactly these two by taking an example. Suppose a person is standing here, okay, and he start walking. He walks till at this point. So say this is saying total from here to here, you can say 20 meters. Okay. After 20 meter, what will happen? He will turn back and he come to this point. Okay. He is going here and he coming back. So again, how much distance he traveled? He traveled again 10 meter distance. Okay. So 20 meter he go for forward direction. Again 10 meter he is coming back. So now what is the distance? What is the distance? Distance is actual path. Actual path from here to here, 20. Again from here to here, 10. So distance is 20 plus 10. So 30 meter is what your distance. Okay. Displacement. For displacement, what is displacement? It is the shortest distance between the initial and final position. We will no need to go for curved path, because direct path is required, means that it has the direction. So this is what going to be your displacement. This is what going to be your displacement. So then what is displacement? Total is 20. This 10 is not required. Subtract that 10. So what remains here? Remains here is 10. So this direct connection or direct path between the initial position and final position, you can call it as displacement. So displacement is 10. Displacement is 10. Distance is 20. Okay. So this is how we can get the distance and displacement. Okay. So if you want, I will take one more example. Suppose there is a swimmer. Okay. He is just swimming, and he swim for say 10 meters. Okay. And reach the target. Again he come back. Again he come back and come back to the same point. Come back to the same point. Okay. So now he started from here. Again he come back to the same point. Now what is the distance? Distance is what? While going 10 and while coming back 10. So 10 plus 10, 20 meters. 10 plus 10, 20 meter is what? Distance. Now what is the displacement? What is the displacement? What is the displacement? See, displacement is initial point is also here only, final point is also here only. Okay. Then what is the difference between these two? 0. He started from that point, again he come back to the same point. So shortest distance between initial and final position is what? It is 0 here. There is no difference. He is coming to the same point. So displacement is going to be what? Displacement is going to be 0. Okay. Or if you want one more example, suppose there is a athlete. So he is running. Okay. Suppose he is running. So he is running around in a circular path. Okay. And say its radius is say some 7 meters. Radius is 7 meters. Now he will complete one circle. He starts from here and he runs here, and he come back to the same. Okay. Now what is the distance traveled by him? What is the distance traveled by him? Distance is what? Starting from here and completing one round. That means it is nothing but circumference of the circle. What is the circumference of circle? Circumference of circle is 2 pi r. 2 pi means 22 by 7. R radius of that circle. So radius is 7. 7 will get cancelled. So 44 meter is what? Distance traveled by this person. Okay. Then what is the displacement? What is the displacement? What is the displacement? Displacement is he started from this point, he taken the complete path, again he comes here only. What is the distance between initial and final position? Distance between initial and final position is 0 because initial position is also that only, final position is also that only. So again here what will happen? Your displacement is going to be 0. So what we can conclude here? We can conclude here displacement may be 0. Displacement may be 0. Distance may not be 0. Okay, distance always has some values. Displacement may be 0. Okay, because even though you travel some distance, if we come to the same point, so displacement is going to be what? 0. Okay, so this is what how we can find or how we can calculate the distance and displacement. So similarly, if I take another example, if you are having the circular path, okay, and person start from running here. He start from running here, and again radius is what? I will take radius 7 meter over. He start running from here, and he comes here, he comes here. At this point, he will stop. Okay. He did not completed the complete circle. He just completed or covered semicircle. Okay. Now if they ask what is the distance and displacement. Okay. So distance is what? Distance is, in this case what? In this case total circle. So circumference of circle is 2 pi. Now semicircle. Semicircle means half of the circumference of circle. Half of circumference of circle. Okay. So circumference of circle is what? 2 pi. So 2 will get cancelled. So pi r. So what is the distance here? Distance is pi r. Total is 2 pi r. So half will be what? Pi r. Okay. So again pi is what? 22 by 7. R is again 7. So 7 will get cancelled. So what will be the distance? Distance will be 22 meters. Now what is the displacement? What is displacement? Is the shortest distance between initial position and final position. This is what? Final position. This is what? Initial position. Okay. We know that displacement you have to measure in straight. If you measure in straight, not this one, this is a curve, this is not going to be displacement. So in straight direction, this is what your displacement. From here to here 7, from here to here again it is 7. Now what is the displacement? Displacement is what? From here to here 7, here to here 7. So it is nothing but diameter, 2 times the radius. 7 plus 7. So this is going to be 40 meters. Okay. So this is how we can calculate. If I take another example, again the circular path. Okay. So this is what your circular path. Now person start from here. He will start from here. He will not come to this point also, he will not come to here also. He will stop at this point only. Okay. So he will stop at this point only. This is 7. This is also going to be 7. What is distance? Distance is this one. This is what the distance. So how we can calculate the distance? So total is 2 pi r. So if you divide 2, so what will happen? It will become pi r. Again if you divide, it will become what? Pi r by 2. Or you can say 1 by 4 times the 2 pi r. 1 by 2, 4 times the 2 pi r means 1 by 2 pi r. Okay. So distance is 1 by 2 pi r. So 1 by 2, pi is what? 22 by 7. R is what? 7. So 7 will get cancelled. So 1. So this will become what? 11 meter. Now very important thing is what is the displacement. Displacement is what? Shortest distance between initial position and final position. This is not going to be shortest. Shortest is going to be this. Straight direction, what we mentioned, it should be straight. This is what the displacement. Displacement. This is what distance. Okay. So how we can measure this one? So here displacement. So to measure the displacement, you can use your mathematics. Okay, this is what 90 degree. So to find this one, can you apply the Pythagoras theorem? So to find this displacement, if you apply the Pythagoras theorem, this is going to be square root of, this is 7, this is 7. So 7 the square plus 7 the square. So what will happen? This will become 7 root 2. 7 root 2 is going to be what? Your displacement. Okay. So one more very important conclusion I can draw here. Distance is 20, displacement is 0. Okay. So displacement is less than this one. Now here distance is 44, displacement is 0. So displacement is less than distance. Distance is 22, displacement is 40. Again displacement is less than distance. Here displacement is 7 root 2. Distance is 11. Again displacement is less than distance. If I take one more example. Suppose it travelled from A to B, 10 meter. What is the distance? Distance is 10. Since it is a straight line, so displacement is what? Displacement is also 10. Can you get displacement more than distance? Never possible. If you look at all the examples, what conclusion I can draw here is displacement is always less than distance, or maximum it may be equal to the distance. So displacement never be greater than distance. So what I can write here is displacement is always less than or equal to distance. Displacement is always less than or equal to distance. This is what the reason why we have taken all these examples. Getting the point? So distance may be less or equal to, displacement may be less or equal to distance, but not greater than distance. Okay. So this is what all about the distance and displacement. So today in whole class what we have done is just we have discussed about the what distance and displacement. We have taken few examples, that is why we spend more time on that one. But these all things we have studied. So mainly we have to concentrate much on the what is speed or velocity. Very interesting thing, when somebody says I am running with 60 km per hour, but he must have not traveled only 1 hour. He must be traveled only for some distance, he may say like that. How this is coming? What exactly speed? What your speedometer of your vehicle is showing? Is it showing the actual path travel or what exactly it is giving? Okay. So that we will discuss in the next class. So till then, take care.